Ah, Jesus Christ, like the 50th time I've died. That's it. Nope, no more, no more. Rage quit.
Conan noobs!
Well, hello there once again, friends and fans. Raptor here. Welcome back to more of Wargame European Escalation multiplayer with Raptor and Lennon. Yes, part of the Rat Pack, and we're kicking ass and taking names. And the names that we're against today for NATO are Kelvy and Zenturion. We may have played against Zenturion before. It's a familiar name to me, but we are on the side of the Pact, and our enemies on the side of NATO. Before getting into it, I'd like to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe on these videos, and I do have a very special announcement for those of you who are getting tired of those annoying black boxes on either side of your screen. A solution is coming. Yours truly has purchased an upgraded monitor to get rid of that crap. Will now be finally up to 720p for reals this time, yo, and so you'll be enjoying a full screen entertainment. So I do apologize for the millions of videos beforehand, but finally I've decided to part with the old monitor. Not really, just moving it to the side and getting a nice 27-inch monitor. So anyway, all that aside, there you are with Lennon there on the right, getting yes, Lennon on the right, my UAZ parked behind some of his units. A nice spread, a nice layout again, T-72s, T-62s, TO-62s, and T-80s, and as well as some infantry, and a recon helicopter, and Lennon also having some Mi-24s and Havocs in the back, and yours truly with a heavy force of infantry. Let's take a look at what Zenturion and Kelvy have. On the left here, Kelvy having in possession a UH-1A moving forward, some artillery, Challenger tanks, some anti-aircraft Geopard A1s, AMXs, and Saracens carrying AA units, which are the blowpipe for the bridges. Looks like there's also 4 British Challengers moving in and a ton of infantry sitting next to his command in the rear. The rest of the force is a CPC moving with a lot of infantry as well. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8 groups of infantry. Could be anything from German troops to American, not exactly sure if it's Panzer Grenadier or just standard American infantry. But that UH-1 is getting ready to land at Lima. Let's take a look at what Lennon's doing over here. Looks like he's doing a little scouting around Foxtrot. And Golf has already been captured by us, as well as Juliet, and Lima now in possession of the enemy. Wow, we also have November. Very, very surprising at the quick movement there from our forces. That now gives us a total of 4 command points, and also scouting one more that might be captured eventually. The big boy, Juliet, being captured by us first. That's big time bucks for us. A lot of income points. It's very important to try to grab some of those big ones, especially at the beginning. If you spend a lot of money on your units at the start, it's wise to try to refill to get a little bit of a savings bond available just in case you lose units. As you can see, there's also recon here to the left and ATGMs waiting. November being fired upon by artillery, trying to destroy the BRDM-2U, which is operated by yours truly, sitting in the corner of November. A very smart move of them to try to bombard that, but it's also smart sometimes to keep some units out and to defend elsewhere, perhaps the approach of a command area, so that way you don't lose units that are in that. So look at Lennon once again doing a sneaky snake move. 2 Mi-24Ds as well as a Havoc moving in far left, probably moving in on a command zone, or maybe to try to get some of those the AMX AU-F1 artillery units that are stationed there from Kelvy. Challengers now moving through Alpha. It looks like the enemy's really on a strong defense here, cautiously moving around the rear. Echo and Juliet now taken by us. No battle quite yet, but BTRs from yours truly finally moving into the woods. Saracens are not expecting that, it seems, and there's also Cobra here to the left. BTRs hitting some rough ground. Perhaps the troops in those BTRs will be unloaded in just a moment, and they'll take out the Saracen transports, as well as, looks like they did. Looks like they're getting ready to fire at the AMX, perhaps. The MXB tank, a French tank, a main battle tank for the French, being fired upon by the Motor Streliki. Blowpipes now moving into the forest to try to counter that infantry. Not a very smart move. 15 men against 40, especially when their specialty is AA, is not a good move. Yours truly not pulling that infantry back as I should have. Should actually be pulling back now. Attention might be out somewhere else. But again, 0 points yet. Let's take a look at what Lenin's doing. This is going to be tough for the action. Keep a look at both sides of your screen. Blowpipes will be taken out then as the infantry retreats, and some of the motor streliki will be taken out, but let's get back to what Lenin's doing here. Mi-24Ds are on the lookout for a command unit, and the Havoc's doing a little bit of peeking as well, more than likely going to fire at an AMX. Oh, let's see, or perhaps he already has spotted a command unit. Havoc moving very quickly towards those martyrs, and it looks like it's going to be taken down. Oh yes, way too close. And there it goes, unfortunate. But he still has 2 Mi-24Ds, which were hit by flak panzers, and he also lost one there that tried to take out the other command unit. So 2 potentially good moves there. Didn't work out so well. Mi-24As from yours truly taking out, or at least doing a little bit of damage to the Challenger. We have scratched the paint on that. Artillery coming in now on the motor streliki. Motor streliki trying to take out those Challengers. Those are big points. Wow, 18 troops killed. Now a total of 9. Wow, all 20 troops there were killed. Remember, it's 19 plus the 1. It doesn't count the 0, so that was 20 troops there, along with the BTR destroyed from that artillery there. Enemy pulling ahead to 313 to only 95. Not a good day for us. Not at all. Looks like we have forgot. Or Conqueror's Bad Fur Day, a very elite unit moving in to take care of those Challengers, and yours truly bringing up infantry to try to cut off reinforcements coming from Charlie into either Lima or to attack Juliet. The Challengers, only real units sitting there. They could definitely be flanked easily. Our top priority during this battle was to conquer the hill, basically, and prevent the enemy from getting it, as well as the flank. So you can see November Golf are both taken, and the wide flanks are also pretty well secured on the right, with Lenin doing that far left sweep. We're also considering those clear as well. More armored personnel carriers moving into the other side of Lima, trying to find units there. Artillery now firing at perhaps the Buck and UAZ units that were there. They may have been spotted by those Challengers that were on the move, but more than likely no, due to the fact that they don't have the best of vision, at least not compared to Recon, of course. Forgot units now exiting their vehicles and getting into the tree line to defend against those Challengers. UAZ more than likely spotting those Challengers in the wood, but Mi-24 not doing anything about it since it cannot fire through there. On the right side, looks like there's a V-150 that's spotting those 72s, or at least is now being called out along with an Apache. Lenin's going to have some trouble on his hands. This is not going to be good. Zooming back, looks like yours truly sending in the BTRs against that artillery and command unit. The artillery now being used as a tank to direct fire on those BTRs. AMX is being called out as well. A little too late though. Lenin, yours truly marking where that command is, just in case we have artillery on the field, and capturing one FOB. Now moving in to try to destroy those AMXs. Let's see if anything else is coming to support. There is not. So it's going to be 10 motor streliki versus the AMX tanks and the AMX artillery, and they'll be constantly reinforced from those FOBs, and it looks like they were able to recapture that. So the enemy's die-hard defense around their starting position is proving pretty useful to take out a few of our units. We now have about 300 points to 400 points, so we're not too far behind, but we didn't have to spend too much to advance with infantry. The enemy doing a couple risky moves by not really defending too well. T-72 is opening fire on the V-150s and also the Apache with their heavy NSVT cannons. 172A destroyed by an Apache as it finally retreats now, and the Viarda recon unit doing a little bit of damage to that V-150. It'll definitely be able to destroy it, no problem. It also has a 82mm heat recoilless rifle on that as well. Apache now routing. Not a smart move to bring out just one Apache and a scout. AA could have been anywhere, and that's 165 points. You basically have a flying command post, and Tunguska also being called out to deal with that. Up in the north, looks like we have more Valorized being brought out, more French tanks. Artillery is firing now. That defense around Charlie gets tighter. Oh, and it looks like we were actually able to successfully destroy that command unit. I did not call that out earlier. I'm not even willing to give myself credit for destroying a command vehicle. Usually that is Lennon's job, but looks like he's on the unemployment line today because I did that for him. So enjoy those unemployment benefits, Lennon, and enjoy sucking off the system like any good communist. Alright, so it looks like Bravo's pretty well defended as well. The enemy does not seem to be having any plans for an attack. Again, there's just every type of there's multiple AA units and challengers defending the command unit at Bravo. There's multiple units defending at Alpha, multiple units defending at Charlie where their command used to be, and also on Lima. So they're in a defense mode and they're saving up for I'm not exactly sure what. Motor Strelicky in the woods probably going to be able to engage that challenger if they do see it. And it looks like Mi-24P is now opening fire on that challenger, and a lot of helicopters coming in to deal with the Saracen. Wow, a lot of helicopters being brought in. That's what we did with our extra points, trying to kill those challengers. We definitely did get one of them. NATO now way behind. Oh, and the second challenger destroyed. NATO now at 480 and packed at 821. If you don't defend those Pimp Daddy units, those hoes are going to pay. It looks like we have one Saracen left. That's the closest thing to our lines. All other defensive positions stand as the AMX artillery again continues to fire. It is now firing at, oh boy, it's hard to tell. Lennon's advancing units, more than likely in this swampy area. And it looks like, ooh, way off. It did see where they were approaching, and that's what they're targeting now. But, ooh, they did hit there at the Vidiscari troops. 8 of those remaining. Very good Czechoslovakian. Let me just make sure. Czechoslovakian unit, yes. Hemet moving in now. If that gets close enough to Lennon's unit, he will get a free supply unit. Oh, and it looks like they're actually going to take the back road there. Let's zoom over to the left side and see what action's going on here now. Mi-24 is peeling back just a little bit from being hit from those flak panzers on the left. AMX-30 B2s were probably the primary target there until they were getting hit from flak panzers. UAZ now pulling forward to see what it can see. Mi-24 just sitting there, can still nice for Lennon to lock down that escape route for the enemy troops. Cobra's now moving up as well, and Leopard 1's A1s, 1A1's coming in, and it looks like another command unit has been called in, more than likely going to Charlie. So back over at Bravo, let's take a look as Lennon spreads out his forces a little more. Rogue Mi-24D going to trying to mash a nigga by destroying, it looks like, oh, he was trying to get a shot on perhaps the command, or at least maybe one of the challengers, trying to get kind of a free kill. Definitely worth a lot of points from destroying one of those challengers, and the challengers destroying that Scot there that pulled forward to do a little bit of recon. The enemy really keeping it tight, bro. They're really locking it down, and it looks like artillery's falling on the helicopters, I guess, or perhaps some units that he thought was there. Cobra's coming in as well. Buck probably now going to be called into action. Yes, indeed they are. And they're moving up as well. Mi-24Ps. Oh, wow. It looks like the command unit on the left was destroyed. The UAZ spotted that opening from those flak panzers that weren't able to hit it. And 24P now also firing at those. They're stunned. And they'll stop firing as soon as they're completely stunned there. Enemy recapturing Charlie now after losing one of those reinforcement points. Let's go back over to Lennon. Looks like he's doing a little perimeter defense there, unlocking those challengers down. Mi-24P is retreating now after doing their job of destroying those command units. Very, very nice work from yours truly. Nice to pat my own self on the back now. Looks like there's a flag up here for Mi-24D that's been routed. The Scimitar has opened fire on that, doing a little bit of damage on that Mi-24D. locked down completely by all those Jaeger troops there. Look at that. Completely locked down against tanks and whatever else in that heavily, I guess that party area, that nice downtown area, that's heavily occupied by enemy troops. Bucks moving up now to engage the Cobra. Let's see how close they're going to get before they fire. And those are highly upgraded Bucks as well. Very, very expensive units. Definitely good against dealing with Apaches, especially when it's critical. Enemy now moving their command point up into the high north woods. Ooh, maybe Lenin will see that. Looks like more Flak Panzers and AMXs coming in. And it looks like Scots are being called out now. We also have 4 Shatrooms being brought up. The Shroom definitely will cause a bad day for heavy tanks on the battlefield. BRDM-2U being brought up now from November into Lima to deny the enemy of capturing that and to try to get them to retreat from that area, making them think that we have more control over it than we may actually have. Bucks now getting ready to fire at the Cobra, not getting ready to, but poised to strike if those Cobras expose themselves from that ridge line. 2 T-80 BVs also sitting on the hills, as well as 2 Conquerors Bad Fur Day units, ATGMs. Watching over those Valeries, might not know those are there, but it now looks like Lenin has a little attack on his hands. AMX 10RC being brought in to try to scout out the infantry in those woods, and it looks like the Challengers are moving in for the kill. Vedeskari now moving in from the right flank, and Motor Streliki going right back in, seeing if they can get a RPG off. And oh, it looks like he's hitting his own units. It looks like Kelvy may be hitting Zenturion's units. The AMX-10 was stunned. Maybe another volley will come in. No. Vedeskari moving in from the right flank, though. Oh, he doesn't see him. Those Challengers are going to be toast. One of those Flak Panzers destroyed. Those Challengers, he's going to get so close to those, they're not even going to have a chance. Oh, Vedeskari out in the open, being opened up upon by the Flak Panzers. It's 4 Challengers versus 1 infantry, and it looks like the Challengers did win. Unfortunately, they were not able to get an RPG off, but they were able to finish off that Flak Panzer. Let's go back to the left quickly before Lenin makes his move. Artillery firing on that BV there. Let's go right back to the right side now. Vedeskari getting close enough to engage those Challengers. They see each other now. Clash of the Titans. Oh boy. RPGs opening fire, grenades. Oh, and not a good day for them. Several Challengers though, a couple of those damaged, and one of them is severely damaged, at least half of its health. Not a good day for Lenin. Not the best of luck on that side, but definitely keeping pressure on the enemy, and enemy having no AA support on those Challengers. The moment they leave the forest, they're toast, especially if they get spotted by flying buzzards. Shaturm retreating now as Leopards 1A1 are getting ready to fire. One of those taken out, 2 of those taken out now. Very, very bad day for yours truly, and they were the highest upgraded units. Oh, we've been seeing so many Challengers on the field that it makes sense to spend a little bit of money on an ATGM that can really do some damage on some higher level units. But nonetheless, let's get rid of those Leopards. Artillery now firing on the Shrooms. Oh, is it going to be close? Oh, it's very close, very accurate. Mi-24Ps moving in to see what they can do against those Leopards, and perhaps the Cobras and AMX there. Ooh, I thought they were going to be destroyed there. Let's see if another... no, alright, well, they get close to destruction, but no cigar. Mi-24D still sitting up here. Oh boy, it is now packed 1,500 to NATO 1,100. So, only 17 minutes into the battle. There's definitely been a lot of weirdness. You'd think we would have been able to finish this off if we would have been more lucky on some of those attacks. It would have paid off better. M11-4A1 now moving in from Zenturion, more than likely moving towards Lima. Counter artillery now. What the fuck? Oh boy, Raptor's pissed. Yes, indeed I am. 4 peons now to counter that arty that's been really plaguing us the whole time. More than likely Lenin also bringing in artillery somewhere around here, trying to pin his artillery down. Ooh, Mi-24P is finishing off. I'm not exactly sure what unit was back there, but Mi-24D being brought in by Lenin as well. Artillery now falling on where possible areas for command vehicles are from yours truly. Trying to hit a command vehicle, definitely worth it if you can hit one. And boy, look at that, one out in the open. Will artillery come close to it? I guess we'll see. Oh, it's getting very close, firing very close to those units. Oh, just a second here. Mi-24Vs now getting ready to engage. Mi-24Ps also engaging. Oh, this area is going to be toast. Counter artillery firing on the peons. Peons moving out of the way. Cobra's being taken down. AMX is getting ready to fire. Leopard down now. Oh boy, we're pulling ahead now. 1,700 for points. I think the points to win is 2,000 for this round. AMX 32Bs moving into the forest. Now there's 5 of them in that tree line there. Not going to be good. Peons successfully making it out of there. Some of them damaged heavily and lightly. And let's go back over to Lenin's flank then and watch what's going on the right here. Oh, looks like the challengers are getting ready to approach. And it looks like Lenin launched a beacon to mark where that the M114A1. Well, if those helicopters start moving, we're going to watch the command kill. But let's go back to Lenin real quick just to see what's going on. Challengers getting ready to approach. Damn, we're going to have 2 moments here. So much killing that we're not going to be able to get them all. Well, let's see if the challengers destroyed. 2 of them are hit. Let's go back to that command vehicle. Here comes the Mi-24Ps. Not going to be a good day for you, bro. Here they go. AMX is opening fire with their autocannons on the Mi-24Ps, successfully destroying 1 command unit, bringing us to 1994. Oh boy. And Tunguska opening fire on those challengers. Challengers able to destroy 2 T-64s and 1 T-72 that was in there. 2 T-72As remaining in the forest to the left that Lenin's more than likely trying to save for an ambush. And if those challengers will show the backside, which they just did. Oh, they're showing the sides now. Lenin calling for added defense on the right side, showing that he's in a little bit of stress. T-72As moving towards the rear of the forest now to try to cause some havoc on those challengers. Recon down from the 4 challengers. Challengers not really a threat, but when they do hunt in packs like that, they definitely are. And unfortunately, there's no aircraft or helicopters rather to deal with those challengers. T-72As getting ready to fire. Oh boy, they fired from close range and definitely caused a lot of damage to those tanks, but then being finished off by those 4 the challengers finishing off those T-72As. Mi-24 is now being brought in from Lenin. Pardon me. As the recon also pulls up, and Flak Panzer. Oh, there is now finally AA there. I might have not noticed it before, but it's definitely insignificant to defend those high-level units. Counter artillery falling again on the everything there. Their artillery, their Flak Panzers approaching tanks, FOBs, as well as command units that might be in the way. We now have a total of 4 peons firing, and there's also 4 Malkas, another 4 Malkas, and 2 Mr. Robotos being brought in. 3 Mr. Robotos being brought in. So 4 from Lenin and 3 from me, as well as the 4 we already have here. We're getting pissed at the defense at this point. I remember our discussion about this. Lenin losing his 2 Kolos supply trucks is just tragic. He's now going to be able to fully repair his 120mm cannons on those challengers. Not a good day. Not a good day for Lenin. Lenin pulling, though, out of Foxtrot. Very, very good move, and trying to pin them down in the forest. Scott's moving in from the left for an ambush. Let's see what happens there. But again, another tactical look over the battlefield. Looks like a counter artillery firing, but looks like we're going to get ready to fire all of our artillery. And yeah, so we must counter their artillery. They're in defensive mode. They're kind of doing some sneak attacks with high-level units on the right flank. So that's what we're going to do to try to take those out. Flak Panzers firing at the Mi-24As. They're stunned. Scott's dropping off some more Vedascarte units, 20 of those. Let's see if they can get a challenger, damn it. It's time Lenin gets a challenger. Do it, buddy. Come on. Kolos opening fire against the Vedascarte. They can do that. They do have mounted weapons on them. 2 Vedascarte units getting ready to fire their RPGs now. Oh, come on. What's going on? Holy crap, is there a lot of action in here? Vedascarte down to 13 men. They're now throwing, oh my god, in a puff of smoke. Lenin seems to have pulled some type of teleportation move. I don't think those units were eliminated. That was much too epic. Let's move back to the left. Oh, counter artillery finally firing on these bastards after all of their digging in and all the points they spent on high-level units, rather than just moving into any predicted, well, not predicted, but perhaps any April bars that they might have laying around. It's a trap. Then, well, we'll just finish it off with artillery. So, tons of artillery firing from the hill. Hell, that's the point of an elevated position. And, you know, in the late game like this, it gets a little boring to have to deal with crap like that. So, you know, already spam, I guess. Later in the game, it's not so critical to you know, later in the game, if you start doing that, you're trying to win, damn it, but at the end, you're just trying to ruin the game. So again, if you're flushing down with the VABs, don't give me any of that crap on how to counter it. It's not about it not being undefeatable. It's just about, you know, when you play every other game, it comes up, and it's crap. But it seems to have calmed down a little bit now. The community's starting to get the message that, hey, it's not fun to make it last only 3 minutes. Hell, it actually takes longer to get a game going sometimes than it does to actually play it with that. So I'd like to thank you, community, for knocking the crap off with all the rushing and everything. And by the way, someone suggested, oh yeah, you just got to counter with VABs, auto can. Yeah, I'm not countering a rush with a rush. Come on now, come on. Let's play like this. This is fun. We got challengers on the field. You'd never see these high-level tanks if all you called out was VABs all day. Super Chinook coming into the back to resupply those challengers that had been damaged again by Lennon's continuous assaults on Foxtrot, and an M114A1 being brought in to capture Foxtrot. Roland's also being brought in to add to the AA coverage as we now try to cause some damn havoc here. Units being moved up into the forest to try to get out of the way of that fire. AMX is routing, 2 of them destroyed now. I'm not exactly sure whose artillery got it, but my god, let's just look at this for a second. You have 8 peons, 8 total from me. Lennon got, oh man, there's just everything. Look at this, Jesus. I have never seen artillery like this. Artillery Fest 2012, baby. Roland's opening fire on the Mi-24As. Looks like there was also a attack notice on the MI. Oh yes, marking where the rest of the artillery was as well. Artillery now falling on those units. Man, there is a lot going on now. AMX 30B2 is pulling up. Looks like there's just a lot of tanks pushing forward now. They're trying to now attack our positions, and they've waited too long. They've been in defensive position, and so have we, but we've pushed them into the corner of the map. Conqueror's causing a bad fur day for one of those Valerie's tanks. Oh wow, almost destroying the entire thing. Holding on by a strip of duct tape now, one of those AMXs, and another missile coming in missing. Conqueror's getting ready to fire again, taking out one UAZ. Oh boy, that UAZ is not going to fire now. AMX is pushing forward. TO-62 is getting ready to fire. Oh, they're worried now. Oh, there's a lot of bucks here as well. Those bucks are going to have to get out of there in just a second. No units in the direct vicinity to get rid of those. The artillery is going to have to move soon since that center flank is in danger. Lennon wreaking hell now on the right side. Mi-24Vs, T-72s. Oh, wow. And a total of, well, now 6. And originally 8. Well, now he's down. Now, okay, there's no BMPs left. Oh, boy. Oh, he's going to get the command. My God, does he love eating those commands for breakfast. So he brought in all of his motor Strelicky to try to push them out of the woods, and by cracky, he did it. Look at that. The motor Strelicky opening fire on a Challenger, and the Mi-24 is destroying something there as well. My God. Well, to sum up what you may have been missing there, artillery was pounding that left, trying to keep their artillery down, pinning down their reinforcements, and on the right, Lennon was taking care of business, baby. He was moving in. He was moving around, his defense failed, he pulled back, attacked, didn't work, and he attacked again. And that's what you have to do to continue that kind of carnage. You must stop the enemy from advancing, and if they advance into a position that you were previously holding, counterattack, damn it. Don't let them dig in, because you saw as the enemy was bringing up those Rolands there, if he would have gotten those into better positions, he would have been able to take out Lennon's air support, and those tanks would have been pinned down. And so, when you're facing superior firepower in the sense of it's technologically advanced, then it's time to start bringing in the better mediocre units. And by that I mean not better, but you know, wave after wave of them mixed with infantry. Remember, you want to bring the enemy a cornucopia of pain, everyone. And so I hope you enjoyed that cornucopia of firepower up on that hill. That's probably the only time that we used artillery like that. It was getting frustrating enough. So anyway, enough of this. Again, I'd like to remind you, friends and fans, to like, comment, and subscribe. And as of today, we're up to 250 subscribers. You guys are the best. You're the reason I do this, and I love doing it, and I love your guys' comments, and I love when you say, hey, do this, and hey, don't do that. It's all part of being a community. So, until next time, friends and fans. This is Raptor reminding you to keep your password and your pimp hand strong.